should you niche down as a realtor? Well, we are going to help you figure that out in this video. What I do know though, after doing this for a long time, making over 250 plus videos, him helping like a dozen or more agents help with their YouTube stuff, is that more specialized knowledge on a particular topic will increase your authority in that particular space. And that is what niching down is. And I don't think it's a bad idea. It's just a hard wall to get over in the beginning as you're thinking about it. What I'm not saying, by the way, is to stop helping everybody else. I think that's the biggest fear.
Right.
Help anybody. But when you're doing something like YouTube, position the marketing beast in one direction. I think you have to do it. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Niching down, coming up. I think that's when real strategy comes into place too, is when you know who you're talking to. If not, then it's just like a bunch of broad stuff, Yeah,
that makes sense. I think niche is such a conversation in real estate, and I hear it all the time. And a lot of realtors don't want to put themselves in a box. So often what they'll do is they'll just help anyone. And like you said, that's okay, do that, especially in the beginning. You don't want to say no or turn down business. That's why people will get in their heads about this. But as you're kicking things into gear, like continue servicing anyone you can who's in your sphere, who's in your Rolodex, things like that. But like you said, position some sort of long-term marketing engine that eventually can get you to the business that you want.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to do luxury waterfront real estate, you need to have a game plan. And maybe you have a YouTube channel specifically designed for luxury waterfront living in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Mm-hmm. Build that out, start posting videos, and only talk about luxury waterfront real estate and lifestyle. And in the background of you doing business and closing deals and saying yes to whatever you can, eventually you'll start attracting leads of those specific people.
Yeah.
And that is when you'll have that business that you wanted initially. However, you have to understand that you're not putting yourself in a box. You're just specializing and getting really good at luxury waterfront real estate.
Yeah.
And then you're building your reputation of luxury waterfront real estate. So it's actually counterintuitive because we think, I don't want to put myself in a box and only work with one segment of the market, when in reality, put yourself in that box, work with one segment of the market, get really, really, really good at it, and be known as the guy for that segment of the market. That helps with referrals, brand, all that type of stuff.
And you don't have to think it as niching down or cutting out people. What I want you to think about when you're niching down or tightening who you're talking to in your marketing, just think about it is, these are the people that I would ideally want to work with. If I only did business with one type of person, maybe you actually enjoy working with first-time homebuyers and educating them and helping them through the process and helping somebody that was renting and not building wealth through real estate. Maybe you really enjoy helping that person. Maybe you are that person and you want to talk to people like yourself. Maybe you like luxury and you make a lot of money and you like being on the water. We're in a place that has a lot of those. We're in Fort Lauderdale. Maybe that's your specialty and that's just who you genuinely enjoy helping. That is all niching down is picking the ideal customer that you want to have and working with them. I know an agent that solely focuses on deaths and divorces. Really? I know that sounds kind of dark, but one, it's, is dark as this kind of sounds, it's a great opportunity because there's typically multiple real estate transactions in a scenario like that. You divorce, you're selling one house and helping them buy two more. Okay? Wow. A death, the inheritance, the people that are inheriting the property typically don't want it, they sell it. Stuff like that. Now, totally aside from the business standpoint, she really enjoys, because of her past, she loves helping families through really difficult times. So I know that was a crazy tangent there, but it's who do you want to help? Help them and tell them you want to help them. And you'll get a lot of business that way. Doesn't mean you don't have to stop working with anybody else.
Yeah. And I think too, not to go too off topic, but when you niche down and you get to the point where you're servicing a lot of the same people, you're going to get really good at it. And from the market's perspective, if you and I are looking to purchase a home and we're looking to hire a realtor, and I want to buy a sky-high penthouse in downtown Fort Lauderdale, and there's rather the example should look like this. If I have two realtors that I'm deciding between hiring and I want to live in a penthouse downtown Fort Lauderdale, would I rather work with the general agent who just helps everyone and isn't really known for anything and can get the job done? Sure, it's possible. Or would I rather work with the realtor who is a luxury high-rise specialist in downtown Fort Lauderdale? Yeah. That's all he does. Imagine that's all he does. That's his bread and butter. That's the only people he helps. Who would I feel more comfortable reaching out to and doing business with? And if you go to the example about like death and divorce, it's a very emotional, tough thing. So feeling comfortable in who you're working with and trusting them, who, working with somebody who that's all they do.
Let's actually think about that for a second. So somebody in that like very heightened emotional state.
Yeah.
And somebody, there's an agent that specializes in that. They're actually going to be, because their first thought and fear probably going through that is like, they're not going to understand my situation. But if you come across an agent that only focuses on that, it's like, okay, cool. She's got me.
Yeah.
That's a very intense example, but that's how anybody would feel if you're talking directly to them. Yeah. He gets my situation. He's talking about my problems, only showing me what I need to see. That's what he focuses on. He's my guy.
And the realtor can say, hey, I've helped so many people just like you. Oh, so-and-so in this situation a few weeks ago, we did this. Oh, this person went through the same thing, we did this. So you'll feel more comfortable, you'll trust them more. And quite frankly, if I wanted to live in a high-rise downtown Fort Lauderdale and I hire a generalist real estate agent, they're not going to be as knowledgeable or specialized, and they might not even get me the best product. If they're going into these condo buildings downtown and, we're touring, we're prepared, would I feel more confident in my decision that I'm being guided or advised specific to my situation with him or the high-rise guy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not that the person can't get it done, they can't do good work. So that's where we come from when we talk about this. If we want to kind of like summarize everything, like that is where we're coming from. These examples are exactly why, you need to consider niching down or just tightening up your marketing efforts.
Do it.